you can't do tithes now, Malachi. Y'all ain't even got to turn to that. Now, y'all know y'all already know where Malachi. Malachi. We're going to go on and get that. Now, let's find out what's going on in Malachi. Malachi is really to the leaders. It's the leadership. They sick of the people. They tired of the people. They think it ain't even worth it serving God no more. But let me tell you, honey, it better be God to call you to lead people. Because them people, y'all better ask Moses about them people. They'll make you miss heaven, honey. But listen now, so they tired. They let them bring anything they want to bring. Old putrid food, anything they want to sacrifice. They don't care if it's lame, or whatever. They going crazy. They tired. And honey, let me tell you something. It's got to be God. Let me tell you, if you lead people, it's better to let them do what they want to do. It ain't better, but it's easier. It'll be easier on you now if you just let them do what you want to do. Whatever they want to do, just let them do whatever they want to do. As long as they pay them tithes now, they still got to pay them tithes. But it'll be lighter on you if you let. So anyway, they going wild. It ain't benefiting them to serve the Lord. So they just let them bring just anything to the altar. Therefore, who's not being fed? Tribe of Levi, the widows, the fatherless, the immigrants. They not getting no good food. And so, but this is what I want you to know. I know them greedy preachers that told y'all, they done made tithe food, they done made tithe money, and they made offering money. Both of them money, right? Okay. But let me help you out a little bit. Because, dummy check. If you believe the preacher pocket is the storehouse, you got a problem. You got a real problem. And I know some of y'all believe that too, because y'all just stack them pockets up as much as you can stop them, think you're going to go to hell if you don't. But at any rate, when they brought the offerings up, turtle doves, lambs, whatever they offered up, that was the meat for the tribe of Levi. Because you got a whole tribe to feed, not just the first family. But they did not have the vegetables. They did not have the spices. They did not have what was necessary to make a complete meal. So the farmers had that. So in order to, once they offered up the lamb or whatever they offered up, they didn't just throw it out on the dirt and throw it away. That was food. That was their meat. But they needed a complete meal. And so the farmers had everything else. So they had everything else they needed, the wine. So you come now, they not feeding them, not giving them food like they should. And so he said, I tell you what, I don't like for my people to suffer hunger. I want them refueled and functioning. I don't want them to worry about their stomach. So, little children that's not fed can't learn. They can't pay attention. Y'all grown folks. If y'all grown and can't pay attention when y'all hungry, you got to feed them, okay? You got to feed them. And when you see around food, when you get around food, people pulling, pushing, looking, listen, they created to eat. Y'all need to get over that, okay? Just get over it. Just put the food out there. Let the people eat. So they ain't fighting over the food. But it's built in them to eat. Yeah, I see it before, y'all. Some of y'all overdo it. But you need, God intended for you to have a balanced meal. And so when you're working with grown folks, they got to eat. Now, you feed them. You got to feed them. Now, they might go to sleep on you, but they'll be good listeners. So you want to understand how God felt about his people not going hungry. So here they are, All of them suffering because the farmers ain't with it. They'd rather let it rot than to give it to them. So they just letting go. Everybody crazy. So God said, I tell you what, I want my people fed. So this is what I'm going to do, farmers. He's talking. Okay? If you, during that time, if you were Joseph and you were making benches, don't nobody want 10% of your benches, okay? If you were in millinery, don't nobody want 10% of your hats. It was for farmers only. Oh, dummy. Okay, it's for farmers only. So listen what he said. Bring all the tithe into the storehouse that there may be meat. There that meat again, meat. Meat, eat. Meat, eat. That's food. He needed food in the storehouse because the storehouse was the pantry. It's where they kept the food. It's where they stocked up everything. So when they need it, they can distribute it to the people and give it out. So here, that's the problem. The storehouse ain't no meat for them to eat. And they got to eat. And he said, now, you come on now. Bring ye all the tithe. That's not all the money, okay? Bring all the food into the storehouse that there may be meat in my storehouse, okay? And then he said, prove me now, wherewith said the Lord, if I will not open you the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing, there shall be no room to receive. Okay, y'all, come on now, come on. Listen. Y'all remember the 7-Eleven stores? I see a few coming back now, a few in my area coming back. But 7-Eleven, if you remember that store, then you remember Genesis 7:11. And so going back to Genesis 7:11, Genesis 7:11, and we're going to see what Genesis 7:11 says. 11 and 12, but we're going to start with 11. In the 600th year of Noah's life, I got to read it, so if I lose eye contact, you know I'm reading it right here. I got to read it right here. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all the fountains of the great deep broken up. What else it say? Come on, what'd you say? And the windows of heaven were open. Jewish phrase for rain. But you say you ain't no dummy. Genesis 7:11. And the windows of heaven were open. What does 12 say? 12, you all know. And the rain. And the rain was upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. A Jewish phrase for rain. Open the windows of heaven, pour you out a blessing you won't have room enough to receive. In the east, very hot, very dry. And when the summer months came, so came the locusts. Rain was scarce. But God wanted his people to be fed. So he's saying to you, if you fill my storehouse, if you put food in the pantry, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. In the east, when you shouldn't be getting rain, I'm going to let it rain. When the locusts come that divide everything, when they eat up everything they can get their hands on, God said, I'm going to protect your crops. And when you read on and it says, and all nations shall call you blessed. Why would they call you blessed? Because your crops are the only one that's surviving the locusts and getting the benefit of the rain. So the non-tithers would not have that kind of locust protection. They would not be getting the rain. What does that say, dummies? There should be an observable and measurable difference between a tither and a non-tither. You ought to be able to see the difference. But all those tithers tithe faithfully, some of them off they gross. They don't know the government got that. They ain't got nothing. Okay, but all those tithers tithing, your grandma tithe, your mama tithe, you tithe. So why is it when grandma died, you got to get a GoFundMe? Tither. Because you say it's blessings and money, and that's what's going to keep you safe. And you got to pay your tithe, and God done bless. Well, why are you still working? I pay my tithe, honey. God bless me. I pay my tithe. And I walked on that car lot, and I got me a car, and I wasn't supposed to qualify. I got me a car. Did you have to drive it to work the next day? Did you pay cash for it? No, you on a job, going to job every day just like the non-tither. You looking for retirement every day just like the non-tither. You broke just like the non. So somebody lying and it ain't God. But dummies will continue to do it even though it's not giving you the promised results, because you're not supposed to have room to receive. Okay, you got the car, you got to use it to still go to work. You ain't got no college money for your children, ain't got no dental money for them. What's the difference in you and the non-tither? Every now and then they get a break and you get a break too. Every night, but that's not the promise. The promise is your pantry going to be so full, you're going to be begging people to come and get some stuff. That's the promise. So if you're doing your part, but you still got room to receive, somebody is a liar. But it ain't God. Somebody's lying, but it's not God. When he says you won't have no room to receive, that's exactly what he means. That's what he promised them. And he's a promise keeper. And I know you heard that he's not a liar. I know you heard that part. He's not a liar. So if he said you will not have room enough to receive, that means your husband ain't working. Your children got whatever they need. They can go to any college they want to go to. You ain't working. Nobody you know working because you got so much money, you just giving it away. You done hit a spiritual lottery. You still going to work? You still getting stuff on credit? But you going to pay them tithe. And go, oh yeah, I paid my tithe today. Why you couldn't get 4 tithes? Why you had to just get 2 now? Why you still borrowing money? You got room to receive. So there's something wrong with that. And I need you to just help me. I want to know how the locusts going to impact money. He keeping back the locusts for the locusts going to eat money. The rain going to help money. What the rain going God is not a liar. And if it worked the way the greedy preachers tell you it will, then something's still wrong. What's wrong? Is something wrong? Because in God's promise in Malachi, it is not the recipients that's going to have the overflow, that ain't going to have no room to receive. It is not the recipients that's going to be living in the mansion, got cars, jewelry, ain't got a care in the world, can take 90-day vacation. It is not the recipient, that's the world system, the one that gets the most. That is not God's promise. It is the giver. That's not supposed to have room enough to receive. If not, that's the worldly system. God say, no, it's not going to be the recipients. It's not going to be them. It's going to be the giver that has no room to receive. And some dummies are so dummified, they don't have the understanding of a 5-year-old. You tell a 5-year-old, I'm going to give you 1 quarter. And you're going to get all them hundreds of bubble gums that's in there. You tell a 5-year-old that. You give them that quarter. They put the quarter in. They pull it. Nothing comes out. You ain't even like them. You ain't got sense enough to be mad. They mad. You ain't got sense enough, dummy, to be mad. What? Because you promised me, mommy. He gonna throw a fit. He gonna scream and holler. And she gonna find another quarter somewhere and give it. He gonna go ahead and put the other quarter in there. This time, a piece of bubble gum comes out. But that ain't the promise. Not a piece of bubble gum, a broken piece. That was not the promise. The promise said, you're going to have so many bubble gums, your mouth going to be packed, your pockets going to be packed. You done gave mama some, gave your siblings some, you done gave your neighbor some, even a little boy you don't like, here's some bubble. You got so many bubble. That was the promise. That you would not have room enough to receive. Somebody is lying, but it ain't God. Because it's the recipients that done move from 3 houses, but you still on the first floor in apartment 5 around the corner. But you pay tithe and got the nerve to be mad when other people don't pay. Like, you ought to be happy. Listen, honey, if tithe worked according to the way they preach it, you wouldn't have to beg nobody to preach it. And for some of y'all folks that go to church that don't permit it, you won't have to be sneaking to play the lottery. Because guess what? The lottery don't play. If you get them numbers right, you getting your money. Somebody's lying. But it ain't God. That was not the promise. The promise was about feeding his people. And no, the storehouse is not your preacher's pocket. The storehouse is where they kept food to distribute to the hungry, to make sure that they were not hungry. That's Malachi. That's all it was in Malachi. Still about feeding God's people, not making greedy, lying preachers rich, mansions, cars, their best life. Now, I'm not talking about living a good life. Oh no, they want greater than good. And you still working on the same job. Yeah, but people don't even serve God got more than you. People that don't serve God, children are healthy. People that don't serve God got their children college money. Where's your overflow and who is it overflowing to? just enough to get by, because when you get time to file your income tax, don't lie on God. Stop it. Stop lying on God. If tithing worked in our inner cities of the church capital, here church, there church, everywhere church, marginalized communities got some churches. Here church, there church, everywhere church, can't even find a place to park. Y'all right next door to each other because it's profitable. That's how they get out of the ghetto. Here church, there. So if it worked, why do you think there's so many churches? Why do you think there are so many churches? If you just got 5 dummies giving you 10% of their wages, you're going to be out of the ghetto soon. And you ain't going to even know where they live. You better not call their house because you ain't got the phone number. And you better go through 30 people just to get prayer. See you the next time.